Good morning. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Oh, it looks like the chicks let themselves out this morning. Look at that. The other two must still be inside the coop. We added 4 of our 8 or 9-week-old chicks out here this week. They're doing really well. So it's very early in the morning. It's June 2nd, 2024, and it's quiet. And I figured I would do a very quick garden tour. Show how our garden looks, what I've gotten planted. Just a quick thing. But these are our kiwi vines. They're getting really unruly. And there's lots of buds on them. So many buds. But we had that last year, and then strange weather caused all of the buds just to fall off, and so we didn't really get very many kiwis last year. Here's to hoping for this year. The kids' gardens look nice. Our chives flowered, which they're so pretty. And so did the thyme back here. I had a harvest from the chives already, and that thyme, and I've dried them. I think we'll go this way first. This is our green stock. The beans are growing. We've got marjoram and basil and lots of different parsley, dill, and little tiny tomato plants. I'm really happy with how it's doing this year. Some of our peas. Steve and I have been snacking on the peas in the garden, so we haven't really harvested any. We eat them while they're out here. And these ones are my favorites. They're the Green Beauty peas from Baker Creek. They're so pretty. Purple flowers, and they produce large pods, and they're sweet and delicious and so good. So it's one that I grow every year. It's for sure one of my favorites. Here is the oregano that I harvested a little while back and dehydrated, and as you can see, it has completely grown back. It's a very hardy plant, and the harvests from it are always really delicious. We've got all of our tomato plants in for the most part. I still have some more that I would like to transplant, but they're all in there. And I have a couple carrot trees growing. Those are going to seed, but I'm going to try and see if I can get my own carrot seeds this year, since they've already gotten to this point. Very large stalks on them that kind of looks like celery. We also have other carrots growing. These are all Roma tomatoes, different varieties. I've got Roma VF from High Mowing, Roma VF from Dollar Tree, San Marzano, and Martino's Roma from Baker Creek. I've got several different cherry tomatoes. This one's the Honey Drop from Hudson Valley Seed Company. And the trellising system that I really like for the cherry tomatoes is just inverted tomato cages. And then I connect them with zip ties and attach them to the next one, and then do the same thing over here. And those all 3 have cherry tomatoes in them. And then I did the same thing over here. This was my first one, and it worked out well. I actually did transplant the cherry tomatoes in with the peas because that's where they're gonna go. There is a Sunrise Bumblebee cherry tomato plant in there. Growing very well amongst the peas, and when the peas are done, I will cut them out, leaving the roots in the ground, and the cherry tomato can then have this trellis here. Our blueberries are full. We have wild blueberries too all over our property, which is exciting. Amish paste tomatoes over here. Here is our cucumber bed. Got all our little transplants in, and they're doing so good. This one in the front here is a bush pickle cucumber from Fruition Seeds. I've never grown before, I don't think. I might have. I don't know anymore. I might have grown it before. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I haven't. I honestly can't remember. We've got a New York Slicing 264 from Fruition Seeds, Boston Pickling from Baker Creek, H19 Little Leaf Pickling Cuke from High Mowing. That one for sure I've never grown before. This one's, I can't read it. The Green 18 F1 Cucumber from High Mowing, Chicago Pickling, Baker Creek, Homemade Pickles, Hudson Valley, Market More Cucumber from Dollar Tree, National Pickling Cucumber, and Straight 8 Cucumber, both from Dollar Tree. The Silver Slicer, it's a white cucumber, those are from Fruition Seeds. I've got a Black Diamond watermelon in the back here that I will vine on the outside of the garden bed. I'm trying my 40th attempt at growing the Kajari melon. Every single year I have a terrible time. I don't even think I tried last year. I just was like, I can't do it. And then this year I saw the seeds. They're from 2020 in my container, and I'm like, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna try this again. Hale's Best Jumbo Cantaloupe from Dollar Tree. I had another one in here from Fruition Seeds, but the bugs got it. I had transplanted 2 or 3 seedlings together, and that's all that's left. So I had this one from Dollar Tree in my greenhouse, so I transplanted it over here. Oh, and then we have the cucamelons, the Mexican sour gherkins. I got those over here too. These are shallots, and we have some onions in here. And then I also have watermelons planted. This is August ambrosia, another Black Diamond from my gardener. But what I do is I just, once they start to vine, I vine them on the outside of the beds. Here is our garlic. We're starting to get some scapes. I definitely need to do another round of fertilizer here. Some tomato plants in containers. This one is the Arctic Rose Dwarf Tomato from Fruition Seeds. Over here is the Royal Burgundy and the Cherokee Wax Yellow Bush Bean on either side. Doing very well in the container. In this bed I planted some sweet corn, and then on the outside I have Jacob's cattle beans. They're a drying bush bean, so I put some of those on the outside. In this container we have Cocozelle zucchini. In this bed we have some summer squash and more zucchini plants, and then there's peas back here. I got soybeans in a container, carrots, more bush garden beans, a bush pickle cucumber, and chickpeas or garbanzo beans over here. Lots of carrots growing. I've already pre-dug holes with my little power drill auger. I have those ready for whenever I decide to transplant things in them. We've got potatoes growing. This is a Paris Island lettuce. The seeds came from Dollar Tree. I have transplanted and separated out some of the lettuce in here, but I find that lettuce grows really well compact like this. They have very shallow root systems, and it does well this way. For me anyway. We got some more carrots growing and more potatoes. This is our strawberry bed. And we have been harvesting lots of strawberries this year. It's just wonderful. It's really the best when we get to come out here and just get a basket full of strawberries fresh from our garden. Some of these are just lovely. I'm gonna have to come out here and harvest some of these. I don't have a basket with me. I've been adding containers over here. These are all fabric pots that I had from previous years, and then when we added our hoses yesterday to the garden, I moved these containers over here. There's garden beans and hot peppers in them. This is probably going to be all containers until we start getting the metal beds over here. Baby corn started in this one. Just one ground cherry plant in this one, which will be good because once the ground cherries start to fall off, it will just fall onto the landscape fabric underneath it. I started peanuts. I saved the seeds from the ones that we grew last year and put them in this container. So we'll see how those do. Here is our rock flower bed. And I've done some different things this year. I squeezed 5 zucchini and squash plants in here. The bleeding heart plant doesn't, oh, it's got one little heart. It's got one little heart on it. And then this is a proven winners plant that I got for Mother's Day maybe 2 or 3 years ago. It's a Baptisia. Steve and the kids took me plant shopping one year, well, multiple years, and I've picked out perennials for this garden, and they're just beautiful. This one is lemon meringue. Oh, also really quick, I had started those white strawberries, the white Carolina strawberries. I started 10 bare roots, and we got 2 plants from them. I'm really excited about it. So we won't be getting strawberries from them this year, but probably next year we'll be getting some. And then the year after that, once we've gotten runners and figured out where we're going to grow them, we'll probably start getting more and more every year. My lavender plant. Some bee balm that hasn't bloomed yet. And those look like oregano. I think this container here with the sticks like hanging out, I think that used to be thyme. But the oregano said, I'm going to take this container too. I might separate those out, pot them differently, and then sell some oregano at our farm stand. The mountain bluets, if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm really bad with flower names. But this color is Amethyst Dream. And then throughout this entire bed is sunflower seeds. A bunch of sunflower seeds in here, including seeds that I've saved from last year, from what I believe was a lemon queen sunflower, but I don't know because it came from a mix of sunflowers. So I have those all scattered in here, and then just all different varieties. Teddy bear, all kinds of different things. So I also have zinnias in here too. 4 different varieties, all from Dollar Tree. They're one of my favorite flowers to grow in the summer. Let's open the greenhouse while we're out here. I have pumpkins growing, lots of hot peppers left over, tomatoes, a bunch of sweet peppers. I'm having a hard time with those this year. I started them very early in our basement under grow lights, and I did them at the same time as the hot peppers, which did amazing. But the sweet peppers, for some reason, the California Wonder ones are mostly doing okay, and I got some Grand Bell there, but I want those plants a little bit bigger before I transplant them into the garden. We'll see what happens with that. Some other things in here that looks like got knocked over, probably from Lila. She likes to be out in the greenhouse getting into all the things. We've got blackberries and raspberries over here from bare roots that we bought at Tractor Supply a couple of years ago. A mountain sweet watermelon started on the outside. Got a couple pepperoncini hot peppers, and our asparagus did so well this year. But we've had these little beetles all over them that we've had to pick off. We tried neem oil and insecticidal soap, but it doesn't really work. My bucket of Dawn dish soap and water is out here for us to throw bugs that are not friendly to our plants into. Here's our cattle panel trellis. I don't know if you can see it, but I have our Blue Lake beans all sprouted very nicely on the outside. Those will be climbing over. And these are the purple potted pole beans. Volunteer morning glories everywhere. But I have this one plant here that started first, and I have opted to leave it there. That's the one that we're gonna let vine over the trellis. But these other ones, you know, unfortunately I have to get rid of them. We don't need that many morning glory vines. That would for sure choke out the beans on here. Oh, I also have, my kids got me a bunch of seeds for Mother's Day. I have orange tender sweet watermelon from Burpee Organics. Oh, I have those started out here too. We have some lemon thyme that I've already harvested and dehydrated. More oregano. And then we have potatoes. 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 This is my sweet pepper bed. It is looking pretty bare because, like I said, the sweet peppers just are not growing the way that I would hope that they would right now. But I do have a couple in here. This is a Ozark Giant and then a sheep nose pimento pepper. Hopefully within the next week or two we'll be getting our sweet peppers in this bed. And lastly, this is our hot pepper bed. I have pretty much everything in here. We've got poblanos, the Craig's Grande jalapenos, 2 rows of regular jalapenos, and then the pumpkin spice jalapenos. Those are the orange ones. And then a new variety I'm trying is the Black Magic jalapeno. It's an F1 hybrid from High Mowing. I had 3 in here, but for some reason one of them just like did not do well. I have more plants in the greenhouse I'll transplant out here. It's good to always have spares because then it's not so heartbreaking when one of them doesn't do well. Under these cloches I have butternut squash and honey nut squash seeds started. The butternut squash already sprouted, which is exciting. And then I found some extra garlic in my basement and I threw them in the spot here. This bed has become a collect-all. We have sweet potato slips. They're all ready to go. I just have to get them out here. I have to clean out this bed. I wasn't gonna put them in here, but I don't have anywhere else to put them. And I love growing sweet potatoes. These 3 beds are completely rotting. They have to be replaced. I'm gonna try and get them to last me another season here, and then probably in winter, the plan is to replace the beds completely, either with like one big bed or a metal bed, or I don't even know. It's for sure going to be a project, but we'll share it with you when we do it. It's also going to be a bittersweet project because this was the start of our garden. It was just these 2 beds with wood that we already had here. Taking them down is going to be kind of hard, but it needs to be done. It's rotting and falling apart. Next year, this might look very different, or not, depending on how the year goes. I also have eggplants. I have more that I'd like to get transplanted, but just along with the sweet peppers, they've just been slow to grow this year. But that will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. Bye!